Hello, hello. Welcome to Reading Time. My name's Time, and this week we're reading Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. Let's get to reading. Anne of Green Gables is a children's novel about Anne Shirley, who is an orphan from Canada. After a misunderstanding, she is adopted by Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert, who are looking for help on their farm. Anne is a highly imaginative, spunky, red-headed girl who brings a lot of life to the old Cuthbert farm. The book details much of her adolescence and covers stories of Anne generally making mistakes and learning from those mistakes and other events going on in Avonlea. It is a classic coming-of-age novel and is actually the first in a series. For a rating for this book, I am going to give it 5 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I really love Anne as a character. She's definitely not perfect, but she learns from her mistakes, and she is an endearing character. I also love the other various characters that are seen throughout the book, how they're developed, and the general plot line as well. It definitely is a very feel-good coming-of-age story. There is some content to be aware of for this book. To start, there is some mild violence. There are mentions of corporal punishment being used in school, and at times Anne finds herself in some dangerous situations, which may not necessarily fall under violence entirely, but they are scary at times, such as floating down a river in a leaky boat. For substance usage, there is a pretty big point in the book where Anne accidentally gets her friend Diana drunk. This does cause friction between them and their friendship because of Diana's mother thinking that Anne did it on purpose. Additionally, one of the families that Anne used to help take care of had a father that was an alcoholic. For sexual content, there is some mild flirting between some characters, but most of that is just childhood crushes. But the school teacher introduced at the beginning of Anne's school years is courting one of the older students. So that dynamic is there. And while the time period makes it a little bit more okay, it's still something to be aware of and something that might be a little bit uncomfortable. Reading level wise, I would put this at a 4th through 8th grade reading level, although this could be enjoyed by older students as well. Students in that age range would relate a lot to Anne as she is in a similar age range for most of the book. And a lot of these coming of age events that she experiences are ones that these students could relate to as well. Although being in a different time period and even in a different country is something to consider. Now, as I said, this book is a fantastic coming-of-age novel. It's something that could definitely be examined through that specific genre focus. But it is also a fantastic example of non-traditional families. Matthew and Marilla are siblings who were never married and end up adopting Anne together. Originally, when they are looking to adopt a child, they're looking to adopt a young boy who could help Matthew out with some of the farm chores. So the original intent for adoption was to get help for themselves. However, as they come to know Anne and realize that her background is one of strife, and that she needs that love, care, and attention that they can provide, they decide to adopt her and they become a really close-knit group, a family. I really love that dynamic, and I really love how the relationships are developed in this book. You come to care for these characters quite a bit, and you can tell that they care for each other as well. It's definitely a fantastic book, and I'm already listening to the second book because I enjoyed the first one so much that I want to continue listening to the rest of the series. And that's not necessarily something that I would do for all of the books on the list that we've been reading so far. For the poster square for this week, we are at the top row right here with a straw hat. Let me know what you think of Anne of Green Gables in the comments below, and if you have any other book recommendations. If you are not already, feel free to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Facebook or Instagram for updates about what I'm reading. One last note before I close out, you may have noticed if you're a regular viewer that it has been about a month since the last time I posted. I was traveling for summer vacation for a few weeks, and then I also just haven't been feeling well off and on for the last couple months. So my reading backlog is a little bit long, and I do plan on making that time up. Hopefully before October is the plan, because around October and December, I usually like to choose the books to be a little bit more thematic for whatever time period. For example, we're going to be reading Goosebumps and Coraline in October, and there will likely be some more Christmas-related books that I'm reserving for December. So be on the lookout for those extra videos in upcoming weeks. I'm looking to get caught up by October. I'm about 5 books behind. Thank you for those of you that come and watch these videos regularly. I really do appreciate your support and look forward to your continued support. Now, as always, I hope that you have a marvelous week and a wonderful read.